And we're so excited. The inaugural season's here. We put in a lot of work over this last season, recruiting-wise, recruiting the best human beings, girls that love wrestling and want to reach their full potential in everything they do. We were able to bring in 15 total this class, 14 freshmen and a solid transfer. So we all have 18 on the roster, so we're excited to have some depth for this first year, and the girls are loving it. They're training hard. We got through some basics so far with being 3 weeks into the season, and those extra days have helped out our inexperienced freestyle wrestlers. So now they're all caught up. So now we can kind of get rolling and get down to those little details is what the biggest thing is. So we compete a week from Saturday down in Simpson, their Luther Hill Open. So our girls are itching to compete. We've been having a couple match days and strapping up in some singlets and trying to replicate as much as that as possible, and they love it. They're excited.
I guess that is the biggest challenge because a lot of these girls are recruited, they wrestle folk style, and I don't know how much a lot of them wrestle freestyle. I mean, how much of the early part of this have you had to spend, going over the freestyle, maybe just the basics, or is there a lot of carryover transfer?
There's a lot of both. Good thing I have a good assistant that took over almost like a freestyle 101 and kind of broke everything down before we kind of got into practice. And so some of those things could just register in the first couple of weeks because they're not going to catch on to everything right away. But the basics and the videos and the understanding kind of registered early on, and it really wasn't a big deal. I mean, they were all eager to learn. They learned fast, so it kind of took care of things.
How you can help the fans know that? Because, you get to a wrestling meet around here, as the coach said, it's packed. Everybody knows what's going on. They're going to have to learn to say 3 instead of 2 this year, but everybody's got the basics. So is there ways to maybe help the fans understand freestyle a little bit more?
Yeah, it's tough for even wrestling fans to kind of understand it sometimes with all the rule changes. So we're just trying to keep up with it, and luckily we have a good communications department. We're actually putting together a great video to kind of showcase and help our fans understand the differences of freestyle and folk style, which should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So we're excited for that to help show as much as possible. But I don't think it'll take long for them to understand because they'll all be showing up. I get asked about it all the time. When the points go flying and people are getting dropped on their heads, it'll be fun to watch.
A long grinding season, how many people can qualify? How many weight classes are going to be at that national event for you guys?
Yep, so we're the same as the men. So we have 10 weight classes, but until we're an NCAA sport, we can take 15 to the national tournament.
Okay, all right.
So 2 at 5 different weights if you want. So makes it fun for right now, especially with this first group. A lot of them will get to compete at the end of the year. And down the road, hopefully, it sounds like 2 years we'll be an NCAA sport. So we're moving along there, which is exciting. So hopefully we can keep building our roster.
What are some reasonable expectations? You want to win them all, but what are some maybe some attainable goals that you kind of laid out there? And this is what would be a level of success we'd like to see.
The biggest thing that we've talked in the room is true mental toughness, having a great attitude coming in every day, smile on your face, and just giving your best. I mean, that's pretty much what I expect out of them until we compete, and then we can set some more goals.
Yeah.
But I just want them to not think about down the road, but just like today, and it's working because they're learning really quick. It's kind of scary for the other people, but I'm excited to start competing.
Yeah, to Jim's point there, the men's national championship bust is kind of the mentality that you're going to be wrestling Iowa, and just like it's as you said, wide open, every size of school going up against each other. So how do you again measure success as far as wins and losses?
The expectation's the same. Just trying to get these girls to their fullest potential, and they understand we can compete with those schools. Right? They understand that the girls that come and visit, they understand the difference of what it is here. The school loves wrestling, supports it. I'm not too concerned about competing against those teams because there's a difference here. But it's just really just competing and then setting those goals after that to where we can know where we're at.
When we've talked in the past, you kind of sounded like you want to be, say, developmental program. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you want to get them ready because freestyle leads right into worlds and things like that. So that's the sort of program that you're looking for. So is maybe success even more a long game than maybe the men have had to measure?
Yeah, especially right now where our women are at, these younger girls are the ones competing at the highest level right now in the world right now, especially U23s. They're 15 years old and being the starters. So, I mean, that's kind of where it's at right now. Women are using their college seasons to peak for world team trials. And that's what the girls we're bringing in, we want those girls. We want them the best ones, so we can get them out there and make world teams and win world titles.
With 18 on your roster, you know, you do have one senior, but technically everybody's kind of a newcomer this year being with the inaugural program. How have you seen leadership develop within your squad?
It's been fun. It kind of took a little time for them to kind of warm up to each other, but with a few team bonding kind of get-togethers, they've kind of came really close, and they're kind of all one, which is just nice. So they kind of hold each other accountable. We have a few that kind of stepped up, which are big time for me, because they listen when they speak up. They don't speak up a lot, but when they do, it kind of gets quiet, which is good.
For the fans, maybe what's, you know, either one duel or one tournament that you have kind of circled on your calendar as a don't miss event?
Yeah, we're really excited. We were able to lock down like a double duel with the men's. They'll duel Nebraska Westland first, and we'll wrestle UW Stevens Point on December 7th. So we're really excited for that one. We're gonna pump that one up really big, and it should be a pretty fun event. And then we host actually the conference tournament alongside the men's pods. And then we'll host William Penn and Augsburg on January 27th. So there's a few home events for our fans to kind of get acclimated to freestyle and see some differences. But they should all be fun. I'm excited. But that first one's definitely going to be exciting.
Now, is it host Augsburg? That's not a double battle of the Bergs, is it?
Not this year.
Oh, man.
We want the first one to be home
Okay.
next year. But it is the day after, so we'll use that momentum.
Good luck this season.
Thank you.